Question 4. We've got to figure out what we are multiplying 45.8 by to get to 45,800. Now, what would help here was if we actually wrote the two numbers one on top of the other, but lined up in the correct columns, because then we can see how many squares or columns that each digit has moved, which will ultimately help us decide what we're timesing by. So we'll put our decimal point in there, and we'll put 45.8. And then underneath, we'll write 45,800. Now remember, 45,800, if we've got a decimal point in this number, we sort of have a decimal point on the end of there. It'd be 45,800.0. So we'll put that 0.0 in just so it's all lined up. And now I can just put my 45,800 in. So my two zeros would go there, and there's my 800. And that you can see that's now lined up in the correct columns underneath the 45. And then your 45,000 would go there. Now that's all lined up in the correct columns. So we've got tenths, units, tens, hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands, all lined up in the correct columns. Now the question is, how many columns has each digit moved? Well, if you take the 4, for example, the 4 has moved 1, 2, 3 columns over. So if it moves 3 columns over, that generally means you've times by 1,000 because it's got 3 zeros on the end. If it was times 100, that would be moving 2 places. If it was times 10, that would be moving 1 place. But if it's times 1,000, that's moving 3 places. Now, it's a good idea just to double check another digit. So we could check the 5 as well. So the 5's here, and that's gone 1, 2, 3. 3 squares over. And also, if you check the 8, the 8's gone 1, 2, 3 squares over as well. So each digit has gone 3 squares over. Therefore, we must have times by 1,000.